music down, as usual. Always gotta fix that. Welcome in. I hope everyone's doing well. If you're joining me here on YouTube, thank you. Welcome. Just making sure that we've got the best camera angle for you. Some good light so you can actually see what's happening. And we can get started. So today, I'm working on hobbits. Many of you watching will probably know I love hobbits. They are my favourite mythical creature. I think they have absolutely the best priorities in the world. And would sincerely love it if more people were like hobbits. And I'm going to be starting with the best one. If the camera will focus, you're going to see we're starting with Samwise Gamgee. He's the best. He is the true hero. I'm going to attempt to at least paint him today. And then we'll see. I'm hoping I can also get Merry and Pippin done, but I don't want to rush. So it might just be a one level show today. I'm going to start like I always do, with trying to get the camera to focus on what I'm actually doing. I'm going to bring this across a bit. So, one, I actually get the light, and two, you actually get to see what I'm working on. So, starting off with some lead belcher to get that good cast iron look on the frying pan. So just kind of slightly warming up a little bit, just putting base coats on. And yeah, just chilling. Alright, so Samwise has got kind of very pale colours on most of, kind of very light blues and greys and colours. It's quite interesting. So this is basically before they meet Galadriel, so they haven't yet got the cloaks. This is, I believe, based off the scene in Moria, where he uses the frying pan against the cave troll. No May Gardner, indeed. It's tricky to get this camera to focus today. There you go. That's the place. I'm gonna have to bring the light across a little bit more. So sorry if it's a little washed out on the thing. Mango, hey, welcome in. I hope you're doing well. Greetings. I hope you're having a good happy time zone. I'm having a small amount of issues with my camera today, so I apologize if the focus is in and out. I will do my best to keep it all in focus for you. Hey, fine. Hope you're doing well. I am doing well, thank you. Sadly, only got time for kind of a short hobby stream today. But I am painting some of my favorite characters. I'm starting with Samwise Gamgee. today, so I'm definitely happy I get to talk about hobbits. They're my favorite mythological beings of all time. But yeah, I'm glad you're doing well. I'm glad you're doing well. Okay. So I'm just kind of trying to get the basic layers on at the moment. So it's gonna look a little messy, a little wonky, but that's okay. We'll tidy it all up and it'll look good by the end, hopefully. Indy, welcome in. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a good, very early morning. I hope you had some good sleep. Okay. We're working on the best hobbit, if you couldn't tell. Which it wouldn't surprise me if you couldn't, because yeah, we've literally just started. Okay. Going to sleep and that's at stomach? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope you feel better soon. Make sure to drink plenty of water. Stay hydrated. And I hope it passes quickly for you. I am suffering the effects of too much gym, but other than that, I'm doing well. I started a new training thing earlier this week, and my body is complaining after not doing any sort of resistance exercise for about 3 or 4 months while my wrist healed. I've gone right back up to doing 3 sessions a week. So my poor system doesn't really know what to do with that. Gonna be too blue, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe a stay some Final Fantasy. Oof. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. It might be a little bit early to be doing doing things that require concentration. I am probably going to keep this quite short tonight, just because it's already kind of late. And I do have work tomorrow, and I do have some stuff that I need to do before work. But I promised a hobby stream, and I promised that I would do better at not missing streams. So, yeah, I'm doing it, and I'm doing the things that I promised. But hopefully I can get everything to behave just long enough to get this done. time is it? So I'm in the UK, so I'm only an hour behind you, Mango. But I didn't finish work until 7:30, so I've not had a lot of time to stop today. I kind of gone straight from work to, dinner to this, without much of a break in between. So, yeah, Thursdays and Fridays are my busiest days. And often get a lot of time to stop on those days. That's alright, though. It happens. Everyone's got busy lives, in some respect. 5:30? Jeez, Indy, that is early. Okay. So yeah, kind of late for me to be starting a stream. But hey, I wanted to stream anyway. That was the more important thing. To me, anyway. I wanted to stream, I wanted to do the painting, and yeah, I wanted to get some of this done. I'll obviously have more to continue with over the weekend with this set. I'm not going to finish it tonight because we've still got Samwise that I'm working on now. We've got Merry and Pippin, and we have Aragorn, Gimli, and Legolas as well. So we've still got at least 2 or 3 sessions left with this set before I look at a new project. Which is awesome. I love it when I can put a lot of work on the same set. Trying to shoot a ZPS is harder than it should be, or... I don't know. With DPS classes, I usually just go for the one that I enjoy, since I don't play it very often. So I'll usually go with my favorite, or if I've got a quest or something for one, and maybe I'll pick that, but usually it's just my favorite. It's a lot more blue than I was expecting. But yeah, I don't know if I've mentioned it before, Manga, but I work 10.5-hour shifts at my day job. So I'll start quite early in the morning, and I won't finish till 7:30 at night. Which doesn't give me a lot of time around it to stream, unfortunately. So I stream at quite odd times. And they're usually not particularly long, so I've got to fit it around my day job, unfortunately. My day job is not what I would want to be doing, but it's what I have to do to pay the bills. I'm sure we've all done something like that in the past. This paint tried to leak and is now blocked. Just gonna unblock this paint a little bit. 2 seconds, folks. There'll be a brief painting interlude while I sort out this paint pot. But I am still here if anyone wants to ask anything. It's a bit better. I need to be able to close the lid properly so that I can actually shake it up. Come on, focus. Come back to me. So hobbits are kind of the trickier part of this set just because they're so small. And the detail's kind of harder to get right on them. They're also kind of my favorite. It's always a lot of fun trying a new challenge. You can probably see from like the comparison between my thumb and the actual model itself, they're not big models. These are pretty tiny. Still working on those initial layers, just kind of building up the color. Trying to get it, and I'm using the box art as a reference here. So trying to get it as close to the box as possible. And I'll sort of steadily work on adding highlights and other colors and layers as we get more and more detailed. In terms of the rest of the week, I still haven't decided what game I'm going to be playing tomorrow. I know I've got the gaming stream on the schedule, but I can't decide between Cult of the Lamb, Mortuary Assistant, DVD, or something else. I'm in that very fortunate position where there's a lot of games I want to play right now. I have been having a lot of fun with Cult of the Lamb, so it's probably going to be either that or Mortuary Assistant. Because I do want to play Mortuary Assistant too. And in other good news, I have finally been given some information about the next charity events. Cult? You want cult, Indy? I can do that. I like cult a lot. I'm very, very fond of Cult of the Lamb. That's a game that I think I will be playing very regularly. But yeah, I've got Cult of the Lamb. I might save Mortuary Resistant for the charity streams. Because I'm super keen on it. But the charity streams are in October. So that means spooky streams. And I think Mortuary Resistant definitely fits that. So it'll give it a little bit of time for the hype to die down and, you know, for people to maybe not be so heavily oversaturated with it. So I'll probably do a Mortuary Resistant stream around then. I've got some other things planned for that. Hey, Epic, welcome in. And Magic too, welcome in. Good to see you, bro. I hope you're well. Co-op with Claire, I would love that. I would love that, but I'm terrible with Mortuary Resistant. I'm super fascinated by like pathology and things like that. I, you know, have some training in it. And was actually seriously considering being a mortician or a pathologist. So having a game that basically simulates part of what I wanted to do as a career is a very odd feeling. I'm just sat there like, yes, this is actually quite accurate. Oh, but I hope you're all doing well. It's good to see you all. I hope you're having an excellent time zone wherever you are in the world. For those who are just joining, I'm working on Samwise today. Mr. Gamgee. With his wonderful backpack and frying pan. And being, you know, the true Hobbit hero we all know and love. Are you doing okay? I am doing well, thank you, Magic. Yeah, just, you know, it's the middle of the week. Kind of tired, but that's not new, is it? You know, unfortunately it is going to have to be one of the shorter streams today due to day job being constrictive, but I'm just glad I was able to get as much in as I'm going to tonight. If that makes any sense at all. Glad I was able to stream at all tonight, because it nearly didn't happen. That would not have been good. I was watching Lord of the Rings. Oh, really, Indy? What were you watching? I've been spoiled as a Tolkien fan recently. So I'm very happy with that. Oh no. Are you just kicking your desk? Possibly because you've not got enough foot space. So your feet haven't got enough room to do what they need to do under your desk. Okay. I used to have that problem until I got a massive desk. It's now too big for me. A little bit of shine on this here frying pan. It's a noble weapon. Oops. Do you have a schedule? I have a rough schedule, Mango. It unfortunately isn't very steady at the moment. But I usually stream most Tuesdays, and then there's usually a midweek hobby stream. And I try and stream Fridays, but the Sunday painting stream is the most regular one. That's 10 a.m. Sundays. That's the one I always keep if everything else goes wrong. I post them up on Twitter every week to help people keep track if you're on Twitter. There are more barracks in the middle of. Oh, interesting. I haven't seen that in the. What did the video say? Are there more barracks? Okay. No, the schedule is something that I'm working on at the moment, Mango. I'm aiming for Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Sunday as my regular times. I've been absolutely loving Rings of Power. That's what I've been watching a lot of that, and I've been rewatching Bleach as well, the anime. So it's been a lot of fun. It's kind of been really nice to revisit something I used to watch a lot when I was younger. We're up to 7. Okay. I'm surprised they came out with a specific number. That's cool. More to find. This is what you're saying. Exciting. So now we're into the bit that's sort of more tidying and more around shaping this up into details and stuff like that. This is the trickier bit, so if I start going a bit quiet, that's why I'm just concentrating. One true ring of power? You mean this one right here that I painted a couple of weeks ago? Something so small. The hearts of men are easily corrupted. And the ring of power has a will of its own. The wall needs to be dropped. Shh. No, I'd never drop something like that. What do you mean? I could prattle on for ages quoting the first Lord of the Rings film, because that is my all-time favorite film. I always find something new to appreciate in that film. Whether it's, the music or the costuming or, the writing, the language, the acting. The commentary, or just wishing I was a hobbit. I never wanted to disappear into a fantasy realm as much as I have the Shire. No worries, Mango. Thank you so much for stopping in. I really appreciate it. I hope you have sweet dreams. And hopefully, we'll catch up a bit more when you've got a bit more time. Made it 20 out of 60. Nice job, Magic. That's awesome. Do you paint them before you assemble your models, don't you? If I remember correctly. Sackville Baggins is... oh gnomes. Hide the spoons. They'll steal them. hobbits in Rings of Power are giving me a whole new repertoire of like kind of cute insults as well. They're calling someone a bumblefoot, which I've not heard in years, but it's a very like old English style insult. Yeah, and now it's old enough to be, you know, quaint and adorable, but it's sweet. And again, if I couldn't be a hobbit from the Shire, can I be a hobbit from nowhere? A hobbit from the Meadows. Frying pan. The mightiest weapon in all Middle-earth? Yes. I'm still fireworks. Only if you get the biggest ones. Equine. I don't know if you can see Merry and Pippin are up here. I'll probably give them their own stream. I think Samwise will probably be the only thing I paint tonight. And then I'll paint Merry and Pippin this weekend. The dragon. Oh. The poem Samwise says about Gandalf's fireworks. I still think it would be better than anything that the elves would come up with for him. But I don't know about you guys, but when you watch, you know, Bilbo's party with all the music and, you know, the food and the drink and everything, don't you wish that you could do something like that? When your friends and loved ones, even people maybe you're not so fond with, just, you know, big group gathering. Everyone's sort of getting along, there's no kind of dramas going on. That'd be fun. Or find a salted pork stash, that too. Be hiding. See, as long as I am comfortable with everyone there, I love that sort of event. I love it when people get together to basically eat, drink, and be merry, you know? I think we should do it more as a society. More simple living. I say that in full knowledge of the fact that I'm, you know, streaming on the internet with the help of multiple relatively high-tech devices and a high-speed internet connection. But simple doesn't mean low-tech necessarily. I don't know. I like the idea of a simple life. I don't know, like celebrating music and fireworks and people. It's a good thing. Oh my goodness. Magic, thank you so much for the gifted subs to Eyeglass and to Harley. Thank you so much, Magic. I really appreciate that. Generous soul. Hobbit themed housewarming? Absolutely. Absolutely, Indy. I will throw the most Hobbit style party ever if I end up moving. No, I'd love to live somewhere where I can, you know, grow my own food, brew my own drink. Not have to worry about wages or taxes or any bullshit like that. Just, you know, self-sustaining, just honest, good food, good company, people taking care of one another, that kind of thing. That's what I try to encourage here, just looking after each other. Life's too short to not. Life's too short and people are too precious not to take care of each other, in my opinion. But yeah, Indy, if you know of any Australian farms that are growing sheep or anything, let me know. Would love to move out there one day. Trying to make the bottom of the pan look like it's sort of been scorched a little bit by being over the fire. I don't know if it's showing up very well yet, but might need to do a couple of layers on that. Pretty big Twitch Prime reward for DVD. Oh, what's that, Indy? Project, hi, welcome in. How are you doing? Project, did I tell you I have a new plan? Did I tell you about my new prayer plan? 400k blood points, damn. That is pretty good. I will have to get my butt onto that at some point. New plant? Yeah, it's a little prayer plant. Magic, thank you so much for gifting a tier 2 sub to Project. I really appreciate that. Project, I hope you enjoy your shiny pandas. Oh. Is that 46 months? Holy crap. Thank you so much. Wonderful human. But yes, I have a prayer plant now. It's a little small and it's suffering a little bit from being in transit because I ordered it online. But I'm gonna get some photos of it soon once it's a little bit healthier. Currently having some TLC. So it didn't happen. No worries, Indy, no worries. Take it easy. I hope you do get some more sleep. And catch you again very soon. Yeah, it didn't travel too well, unfortunately. So it's a little bit banged up at the moment. But it should perk up a little bit in the next day or two, and I'll get some pictures to you then. I'm super happy. It's so pretty. It's got really, really dark. When it's healthy, it's got really dark green glossy leaves with bright pink veins all the way through it. Looks amazing. But it's just a little bit pale and sad at the moment. So I'm hoping I can get that to recover. High time. Oops. Are you gonna see my star back? Oh no! Oh, has it been too hot for you, Monstera? I'm sorry to hear that. But hopefully the humidity in the bathroom will help it. So they like a more humid environment, don't they? I have to do some terrarium maintenance this weekend. My Phytonias have gone crazy. Because it's been so warm and humid, they've bolted. And yeah. One of them's trying to get out of its terrarium now. Is it too much? Aw. I believe in you, Project. I know you can do it. And nurse it back to health. Oh, I was really surprised. I had a resurgence of my forget-me-nots that I thought got burnt to a crisp. And I'm starting to get new shoots from them again, which is really nice to see. Aw, it's droopy and sad. Aw, poor baby. Hopefully, I believe in you. I believe that you'll be able to sort it out. Forget-me-nots are pretty? Yeah. I love forget-me-nots. They're surprisingly hardy, but because we had those crazy heat waves right when I just planted out my seedlings, literally within like a couple of weeks, I thought I'd lost this year, like my first batch of them, but it looks like they just died back, But I'm starting to see new shoots coming through. So I'm hoping I get to see some actual established plants before it gets too cold. So that I'll have them next year. That's in the spring. I love forget-me-nots. I used to, every house that I lived in with my parents, we had a forget-me-not plant. The original cutting came from a plant in my grandparents' house. So it's kind of like a special plant to me. And I'm probably going to incorporate even words. Going to incorporate forget-me-nots into my next tattoo. So I do love them. They're probably my favorite flower, if I had to pick one. Excited? Cuttings of the ivy and pothos. Aww. Yeah, it's the forget-me-nots, and I'd love to have had some of the lavender that my grandparents grew, because that thing was huge. I literally never seen a lavender bush that big, and it just smelled amazing. It was like very soft, sweet, wild lavender kind of a smell in summer. Absolutely gorgeous. But yeah, sadly wasn't able to. It's beautiful. Yeah, I love lavender bushes as well. I'm probably going to grow my own when I've got a bit more space to do so. Which one did I use this? It's this one. Ivy's a menace though. We had it on our old house and it nearly brought down my bedroom wall. Because it gotten in the brickwork, and because it was quite an old house as well, it nearly brought down my bedroom wall. So I love the look of ivy, but I would never have it on any of my properties. Just because I wouldn't trust it. Well, oh, I love wild lavender. I want to get hold of some proper wild lavender at some point. Oh, no worries, Magic. Thank you so much for the gifted subs and for stopping in. I appreciate it. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening. Take care, and we'll catch up again soon. We keep it so bad, yes. Dachi, hello. Welcome in. How are you doing? I hope you're having a good day. Or night, actually, at this point. Can I reach this without knocking everything over? That's the wrong paint. What's the damage plan and 3 Pokemon? Oh my goodness. Incredible. Oh, that sounds amazing. Doing good? Glad to hear it, Dutch. Glad to hear it. I'm doing well, thank you. Chillin'. Painting the indomitable Samwise Gamgee. It's going to be a little bit of a shorter stream, sadly, because of day job things. And I'm having a good time. And it's good to see you. Let's see if I can get these line details super crispy. The windows. Oh, south-facing windows. That'll do it. South-facing windows are like a plant growing hack. It's like a plant growing cheat code. Yeah, I can completely understand why you'd want after growing up with it. My granddad had like the classic English garden. So yeah, it had like the wild rose bushes and the lavender and a proper vegetable plot and everything. Probably explains why I want all those things, if I'm honest. But yeah. He's facing... Ah, okay. Oh, the aircons are running them. We don't have aircon. I think my problem is I'm not matching the plants that I'm growing to the space that I've got. So I need to sort of, I don't know, look into that a little more closely. I've mainly been picking plants that are kind of next to indestructible. But we get a lot of good light here. Well, it's not south-facing, but because we've got good areas on both sides of the house, we can sort of adjust it quite easily to what we need. So we're lucky in that regard. Ooh, right in front of the aircon. Yeah, it's not good for the plants, sadly. But maybe when the weather gets a little cooler, you can move them again. Or at least move the ones that need it the most. need to see them all. I'm slowly adding to the list. Slowly adding more and more. I was so excited. I love my plant babies. And, you know, since I can't have proper pets, you know, I can't have a cat or a dog where I am at the moment, it's nice to have something to take care of. Even if it only needs attention, you know, once a week. Yeah. Oh, you got floating shells? Oh, that's good. Yeah, with the floor space for furniture. We don't either. I've got a lot of I've just been downsizing the stuff that I've got more than adding extra space, if that makes any sense. But I am getting to the point where I might get some extra floating shelves, because we're in this rental for this rent space for basically until we can find our own place, or until we realize that's never going to happen and find a more long-term rental. So yeah, we're going to be here a while. It's a little safer to put down more permanent solutions to things. Not about to go do things? I wouldn't expect you to. You can declutter without getting rid of stuff that you love. For me, it's getting rid of a lot of unneeded stuff. Like, you know, I've got a bunch of old phones because I went through a few just as part of contracts. So I've got a bunch of old handsets that they're perfectly workable. They're perfectly good. They just aren't, you know. I switched and I got a new one because it's cheaper than not getting a new one and switching. So I'm currently in the process of getting those sorted out to be either sold or recycled. And then a bunch of paperback books that I've bought the Kindle versions for and things like that. It's amazing how much builds up over time without you even realizing. You're making noise, actually. Take your time. Yeah, I was like that for a long time. Project. I was very like, oh, but I might need it. Why am I getting rid of it? And then I just kind of got annoyed with myself. Like we were moving into successively even bigger places, and I felt like I had less space than when I was in my student flat, and it was too much junk. Not enough meaningful stuff. I have no problem with stuff, but it needs to have purpose or meaning. And it stressed me out, you know? I was getting stressed looking after all my stuff that I didn't need, so I got rid of it. Or I'm getting rid of it. Things have a function. Yeah, exactly. I was reading a couple of books kind of around this subject, and one of them really struck a chord with me, which is The Frugal Hedonist. And it's sort of basically talking about the concept of making things feel indulgent again. So it's sort of talking about like the indulgence of being able to go lay on the grass in the sun, drink a really good wine, and have a really good discussion with your partner, and like that sort of indulgence. And that's the sort of thing that I crave constantly, like that sort of indulgence. And it's not expensive. It's not extravagant in the sense that most people are used to, but it feels like it, right? Feeling the same way? Yeah, like I don't know, once I read that, and then I read another one about minimalism as a sort of minimalism from an ecological standpoint. So it's sort of an introduction to minimalism, but in an environmentally conscious way. And so those two combined kind of meant like, okay, I'm gonna start literally cleaning up my act with this sort of thing. So it'll be a bit more purposeful with what I buy. Yeah, simple things, yeah. I will say, because I live in the middle of the city, next to a train line. There's no green spaces really around. There's like a little handkerchief patch of grass outside. I'm so starved for countryside and green spaces where I am. And you don't realize how much of an impact that can have until you go without it for so long. And I think working from home kind of compounds the issue. But God, I want to go walk in a forest for a bit. Or go lie in some fields and just not hear traffic or neighbors or trains or anything like that. You know, hear the wind, the birds. Yeah, maybe some cows in the distance, that kind of thing. I used to see that all the time when I was growing up, because I lived kind of out in the countryside. We had a lot of farmland around us, so I could lie in the fields and, you know, not be disturbed, and I miss doing that. Anything like that? We're the same person right now, right? I'll send you a link to the books if you want projects. I'll have to dig out the minimalism one to remember the title, but I think you'd appreciate them at least. Should I quit my job and move back home? I can't move back home. My folks sold the family home, so unless they've got a cool $750,000 set somewhere, which is apparently how much my old childhood home costs these days. I won't be moving back there, but I will say it didn't cost that much when we moved there. I will say that, but I saw a listing for it a while back. Read more nonfiction? I can recommend one to you about dinosaurs if you're interested, project. It reads like fiction, but it's actually non-fiction, and it's awesome. Sad they sold it. Yeah, it's my parents got divorced a couple of years ago, so it's a whole thing. We lived in there, I think my family was in there like 18, 19 years. So pretty much the entirety of my brother's childhood and a lot of mine. Okay, it happens. Yes, I will send you a link to all the books after the stream. I've been reading just an insane amount recently, both fiction and non-fiction. Yeah, that was a good reason to sell it. But you know, it happens. Would have been nice one day to be able to inherit it, but at the same time, you know, it's nice to strike your own path as well. Plus, not having a fallback option like that kind of makes you very determined to succeed, I've found. There's so many other kids that I grew up with who are just like, ah, well, if it all goes tits up, we'll move back in with mum and dad. And I'm like, haha, can't do that. So, not gonna. A reading stride. Oh, nice. Sometimes you need to step away from it for a while before you get back into it. But I've been reading on my Sundays. I usually have Sunday afternoon off, and I'll tend to just sort of lie on the sofa with a good book for the afternoon, in between cooking. I'm almost always cooking. That's the right one. Yeah, my Sundays are my reading days now. Sometimes it will be diploma work, but most of the time it will be reading, all sorts. There you go. Have the mindset. I think part of that comes from having been to the kind of school where a lot of the student population had the mindset of mum and dad will buy me out of it. Unfortunately for them. Now, I don't think I ever had that mindset. I hope I never had that mindset. But, yeah, a lot of the people I went to school with very much still carry that into their adulthood. Whereas I've been very much like, this isn't an option for me. I have no choice but to succeed. Or at least do well enough. I don't feel like I have to be some high-flying executive or anything like that, or, you know, a billionaire or any of that nonsense, but I need to do well enough to support myself. And obviously myself and my partner now, these days. It's both of us. Yeah. Yeah, I have that kind of a background, unfortunately. I say unfortunately. I was lucky enough to get a lot of opportunities from it. But they were not... It was not a happy time in my life. So I only really felt like I started coming into my own once I hit 18 and left that environment. So, yeah. A little bit of lore. Yeah, this you do 2 projects. I believe in you. Wholeheartedly. Yeah, I'm lucky. I've got a good job that I enjoy most of the time. And you know, friends, hobby, all the things that are important I've got. I'm not necessarily well off or anything like that, but I'm doing well enough. Jinxie though. Yes. It happens sometimes. Oh, welcome back, Dachi. I hope you're having a good evening. I appreciate you. You're always very positive, very kind to people. Okay. Can you stay? Oh, I'm glad that helped you. Travel's so good for that. I think, I think going to Australia did that for me. Because I apparently never do anything, gradually. The first time I ever traveled outside of the country on my own, I decided to go to a country I'd never been to before that was literally the furthest point away from my home. And also the first time I had ever had to transfer mid-flight as well. So the first time in my airport on my own, first time abroad on my own, first time in Australia, and first time doing a transferred flight all in one go. So I did it all at once, sort of dived in both feet, and it was the best experience of my life so far. So it made me fall in love with Australia, it made me fall in love with traveling. It just gave me a proper kick up the backside, which I needed to just get myself back in shape, like physically, mentally, financially, emotionally, whatever. I'm seeing a boyfriend. Oh, and you're planning a trip in the spring. Oh, that sounds amazing. I'm excited for you. And I know I've asked about it already, but I really hope that trip went well for you, and I hope you enjoyed it. Sounds hectic. Oh yeah, it was absolutely insane. Like, it was stupid and, you know, not my usual carefully planned out, you know, meticulously weighed up kind of thing. But I think I needed that to kind of shake myself out of the anxiety and the shit that I'd let built up over time. And it was great, and I loved it, and I would do it again in a heartbeat. Speaking of the Australia trip, Ben, hello, hi, welcome in. It's so good to see you. I hope you're doing well. I hope you had a comfy day. I hope we can spend more time in Australia together soon. Which was all about spending money. Oh, that was good, project. That's good. Yeah, I think I would change a few things about going again, but I would not change the fact that I went. I would not exchange a single one of the memories that I've got from going to Australia for the world. They mean the absolute world to me. And there has not been a single day go by since I came home that I've not thought about that trip. Oh, him. You know that photo of you, me, Carrie, and Thess when we're outside getting those drinks? That is still my desktop photo. I see that photo every day. And also, sorry, more Jinxie law. I'm just gonna do this a second. Just gonna move this up a second. Cause I don't know if you all have seen this, but that is on me forever. Paxos 2019. With an Australian magpie. Part of my tattoo. Cause I'm not even kidding. That trip changed so much, like everything for me. In the best possible way. I hope it happens soon. I'm sure it will. And we can bring Project and Darchie and all the other lovely people with us. Oh, yeah, like I said, regardless of what happened afterwards, regardless of any mistakes that happened during, around, before, after, you know, anything that, regardless of anything that wasn't perfect, I don't care, and I wouldn't change any of it at all. Even the shitty parts I wouldn't change, because it was great. And yeah. I would do it again. If someone turned around to me and went, here's all the money you need to get it done, would you go to Australia tomorrow? I would say yes without even thinking twice. I'd just be like, yes, sign me up now, I'm going. Or, you know, they turn around to me and went, you can repeat that experience right now, would you? Yes. No question about it. Australia with the spiders and snakes? Yep. Spiders and snakes and kangaroos and amazing people and beautiful scenery and a city I fell in love with 5 minutes after stepping off the flight. Like, it was, yeah, good or bad, I loved it. I've never felt so at home as I did then, and I kind of know that I'm going back. Whether it's, you know, 1 year from now, 10 years from now, I will be back. Hopefully it's not 10 years though. Hopefully it's next year. Because I miss everyone. Anyway. Yeah, what I was actually intending to say before I got distracted on a tangent is traveling. Traveling in general is amazing for just resetting your mind, like you said, Project. It definitely has helped me. Like, I've been working on pretty much every aspect of my life since I came home, and pretty much every aspect of my life has gotten measurably better because of that trip. How you know you found a country you can relax in? Yeah. And, you know, it could be because I was surrounded by people that I'd been trying to see for years. It could be that I've wanted to go to Australia since I was small, or it could be the convention, or, you know, any number of things. But I have never felt so comfortable as I did when I was in Melbourne. it was crazy. Yeah. Theme. Right? It's crazy how, I don't know, it just felt right. And I can't put my finger on it, but it felt like home. Like I was in the right place. So, as someone who has more often than not felt like the odd one out, it was a very unique experience for me in that regard. But I didn't feel weird, I didn't feel out of place, I felt like I belonged there, which was another layer of awesome. But yeah, I want to do more traveling. I want to go back to Australia as soon as possible. That's top of my list. But I also want to visit New Zealand, Tasmania, Japan, Germany, like so many other places in the world. Finland is on that list. For no particular reason, of course. I'd like to visit more areas of America as well, and Canada as well. It'll happen. We'll make it happen. Use my very big block of land and build a compound. Yes. Yes. I am 100% down for this. If any of us become super rich, we will buy an island big enough for all of us to live in. And build houses and... Yes. I want to do this. Okay, is that gonna work or is that gonna be... And we can tell everyone else to go away. It's just us. Just us heretics. There we go. We can all be a bit more like Samwise Gamgee. Sadly, it is all I've got time for today. It's basically done. There's a little bit of extra work I'll need to do once I've got a bit better light. But there's Samwise with his sausages, his frying pan, his cooking pot. He keeps that cooking pot all the way to Mordor. Fun fact. There you go. There'll be proper photos up soon. But I'll be working on Merry and Pippin tomorrow. Need a picture of the light. Oh, okay. Sounds good, project. You definitely need better lights, I think. I think that's something I'll need to work on. A better setup for these streams. Super bright? Sounds awesome. I mean, this one, the one that I'm using is quite cheap, but it's single direction. And I feel like I need something a bit more omnidirectional in a way. And then the Amazon link sounds perfect. And I'll send you the books that I mentioned as well in just a little bit. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it there for today, folks. There'll be another stream tomorrow. It's gonna be gaming of some variety. Probably Cult of the Lamb, if I'm honest. And this will be up on YouTube as well. So if you missed any bit of it and want to catch up, yeah, it'll be up on YouTube. So yeah, thank you all so much for joining me. I appreciate you. Thank you for keeping me company. I hope you have a wonderful day or night wherever you are in the world. Take care of yourselves. You mean the absolute world. All of you. Stay safe. And I will see you all very soon. Bye for now, folks.